Okay, so let's do another example of Faraday's law here. So we've got this electrolytic cell set up. We're essentially hooking a battery up to a solution, trying to get a metal plated on something. And in this case, we're going to run a current of 750 milliamps for 3.25 hours, and we're going to try to plate some zinc. Okay, so when I see amps, I'm immediately thinking Faraday's law, and then I've got the time. Okay, so if I look at it as I equals Q over T, I've got my I, I've got my T. Now I've got to set up my T and I've got to set up my I. So 750 milliamps is going to be 0.750 amps. Okay, you got to watch out for these differing units when you're doing these problems. Okay, in addition to 3.25 hours, you don't want to do 3.25 hours. You want to do 3.25 hours times 60 minutes in 1 hour times 60 seconds in 1 minute. So 3.25 times 60 times 60, that is 11,700 seconds. Okay, so now I am ready to roll. Okay, I've got my I, I've got my T, and then I'm going to use that Q once I find what it is to get my mass. Okay, so rearranging, I times T equals Q. So I'm going to take my 0.750 amps, multiply it by 11,700 seconds, and so that'll get me to Q times 0.750. So I get 8,775 coulombs. Okay, so what that tells me is that system has 8,775 coulombs of energy to mess with. Now, how does that translate to the mass of zinc that we're going to plate? Okay, I take those coulombs, 8,775 coulombs. I think before we did it sort of the other way. But I know that I can buy 1 mole of electrons for 96,485 coulombs. Okay, and I also know that I need to buy 2 moles of electrons to get 1 mole of zinc. Okay, and I also know that, well, let me look up zinc here. So, oh, I was like, something doesn't look right. So 1 mole of zinc is 2 moles of electrons. See, Mr. Burr almost made a mistake there, but I caught myself because I looked at it and I'm like, nope, it doesn't cross off, it doesn't match up, and if it doesn't match up, it can't work. And then 65.3 grams of zinc is 1 mole of zinc. And you know, that goes, don't get intimidated when you're doing something and you make a mistake. You know, just look at it and then say, hey, what happened there? How did I, how did I go wrong? What doesn't work? And then go back and fix it. And I'll show you what didn't work in mine. I'd set my electrons up wrong. I'd set them up on top, and then, that would have just been a mess. And so I needed to cross those off. And so now I'm set up, and coulombs cross off with coulombs, moles of electrons cross off moles of electrons, moles of zinc cross off moles of zinc. leaving me grams of zinc right there. And so let's just go ahead and do the math here. 8,775 divided by 96,485 divided by 2 for those 2 moles of electrons that gave me such awful trouble, 65.3. And I get 2.97 grams, and I'll just keep it at 3 sig figs. 2.97 grams of zinc. See, it's not that bad, Faraday's law.